Now legit waiting for 3 hours. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Before I forget, let's flip the camera around over here. Welcome, everybody on TikTok to the Professor and Ditto Show, and welcome everyone on YouTube to the Professor and Ditto Show. My name is obviously Professor. This is my assistant Ditto right here, and I apologize that the lighting and the connection might be a little bit off. I will try my very best to keep the show going and across multiple platforms as best as possible. I appreciate everyone who's been waiting all this time. I decided to set an announcement down, hopefully to draw a bigger audience this time around. We'll see if it works. I'm not entirely sure if it will, but even then, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into the show. Before I forget, we should probably turn the show on. All right, I want anyone across YouTube or on TikTok. I want somebody to comment their favorite color. Just let me know. Red, green, white, whatever, black, gray. Do we have gray? I don't think we have gray. No, we don't have gray. Oh, we actually don't have white or black either. But we do have like all the Roy G. Biv colors. So everyone just comment your favorite color. We're red. All right, I see red. So boom, boom. There we go. Boom. Turn the brightness up rather than down. There you go. There's your red sign for the day. Thank you, everyone, for helping me out with that little social experiment. And thank you again, everyone who's tuned into the show. As I said, my name is Professor. This is my assistant Ditto right here. He will be answering as many questions as possible as the show progresses. Thank you for tuning into Tuesday's show. We do this show, of course, twice a week on Tuesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Before we go any further, as part of this little introduction thing, I would ask that everyone please hold your questions until the end of the show. That is when our question and answer session is done. That, of course, happens at the end of every show, no matter which day it lands on. Because this is Tuesday, we will be going through our lovely mailbox today. So thank you, everyone who sent us a letter / package and or package. We will be going through all of those today on camera before all of you. And we also thank you, guys. Thank you all so much, not just for tuning into today's show, but we cleared 700 subscribers on YouTube, which is astronomical. I never thought I was going to have more than 100 subscribers. So thank you, everyone, so very much for 700 subscribers on YouTube. And over on TikTok, we have 189,000 followers now. 189,000 followers on, it's over here for TikTok, the Sir Mr. Senior account. Holy crap. Thank you guys so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to live stream. I apologize if I'm not able to keep up with everyone's comments. I'm going to do my best. And I also apologize. This is the last thing I'm apologizing for. I also apologize if my tone isn't as sporadic and, all over the place as it normally is. It feels like everybody, I know most of the Pokemon are sick anyway, but like here at the lab, even Machoke is kind of feeling under the weather. So I'm trying to give them some time to rest. For whatever reason, even though they know the show takes place at a certain time on 2 days out of the week, this is the time when some of them have decided to fall asleep. I don't know if any of you guys have that problem. Maybe you decide to turn on your favorite show. Maybe you decide to, start playing your favorite video game and you want to turn the volume up, or you start watching YouTube, in YouTube's case, or you hop on TikTok or Instagram, whatever it might be. I've always found that the moments I decide to do that, the moments I decide to do something that involves any degree of noise, that's when someone else is deciding to lay down to rest. It never fails, every single time. Either that or, and I see jokes made about this all the time, oh my gosh, Ricardo, thank you so much. Again, I'm trying to keep my volume down just a little bit. I have Lapras. Lapras is here in the lab. I don't know if you guys can see it, but he's here, still chilling. Doing okay, buddy? Yeah. All right. You'll let me know. Yeah. He's not breathing on me as much as he was last time. So grateful for that. But either way, Ditto, as I said, is here. Pudding is in the back. Manaphy is hiding in the back for some reason, and Eevee is running around my feet at all times of the day. So yeah, that's what's going down. But yeah, Machoke is feeling under the weather. Houndoom has been a little bit anxious recently. He threw up yesterday, which is absolutely disgusting. Random, thank you so much. Seriously, thank you. Just so everyone's aware, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok, everyone who donates, regardless of however much it is, because we're able to see, everyone that did donate, we're able to see your usernames. We will add your usernames to our list of sponsors right here. And no, Raid Shadow Legends is not up here because I'm not a complete sellout and degenerate. So thank you very much. Thank you so much, randoms. I can't see your entire username, but thank you for now over 40 of the little TikTok things. Thank you so very much. And again, question and answer session is at the end of the show. So if you guys want to leave now and come back later, you're more than welcome to do that. If you ever miss a part of the show, we record every single live stream we do as far as the Professor and Ditto show goes, and we upload them over on YouTube. So if you guys would like to watch it over on YouTube, it's a little bit more of a stable connection, and I don't know, you guys get to see more of the environment as opposed to just like a tiny, I don't know if you guys can see over on YouTube, but on TikTok they're using my phone as opposed to my webcam. So it's just this tiny little slit. But yeah, guys, congratulations to us. Congratulations to the Professor and Ditto community, because we actually have a community now. You guys are part of our Patreon group. You guys are donating to our live streams, which thank you again so much. Thank you, Random. And thank you, Ricardo, as well. Ricardo was donating a second ago. Oh my gosh, 200. Random Sky. Thank you, Random Sky 7. We will add your username up here. If it's not already up here, we'll put a star next to it. Or if it is already up here, we'll put a star next to it. Apologies for that. But thank you guys so much. 700 subscribers on YouTube, 189,000 followers on TikTok. Guys, this is only the beginning. I say this often, but I have to say it again. This is only the beginning. Thank you so much. Of course, donating is never a requirement. Some of our oldest fans have never donated a single time because they can't. And of course, I appreciate that. That's totally fine. All that matters to me is that you're here and that you're laughing, you're having a good time, and you're able to have a little bit of a break from, the messy world that we happen to live in, or the messy world that you guys live in. I live above it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. And on that note, this is episode 4 of the Professor and Ditto show. Insert amazing transition here. I still don't have those title cards. I have some mock-ups done. Anyway. Okay, and we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Professor and Ditto show, episode 4. We've done more than 4 episodes, but this is the 4th officially recorded episode. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but our Jackbox Party Game t-shirt arrived today. No, this is not for sale. This one's for me, because as of now, this one's for me, because this shirt says the Professor wouldn't approve, and it's a picture of Ditto holding a knife. Shout out to whoever, I think Jade designed this t-shirt. So thank you, Jade. Also designed our portrait right up here, which I don't think YouTube can see it, but we have a huge portrait of everyone in the lab up there, minus Lapras, because Lapras is extraordinarily new. But I think it was either Luna Wolf or Jade did this Ditto, and I don't know who wrote this, but thank you to whoever designed this t-shirt. It was the winning design of one of our Jackbox Party games. We're planning on doing those more again. And yeah, Random Sky, thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. Thank you so very much. And thank you guys, seriously, for tuning into the show. I can't thank you enough. I never thought in a million years we would clear 189,000 followers on TikTok, despite the shadow banning, despite the bans from live streaming, despite the videos getting removed for false accusations, despite the toddlers who, I don't know, hate me for not giving them shout outs, despite all of the setbacks we've had so far. And despite how YouTube and TikTok treat their creators, we've made it this far, and I can't wait to see where the future takes us from this point on. So, thank you guys so very much. For everyone who tuned in to yesterday's TikTok live stream, I apologize it had to end when it did. Machoke was not feeling well yesterday. She is really not feeling well today. As you guys know, Machoke is the caretaker of the lab, so to speak. And she's not been feeling very well recently. So she asked for some help. And at the same time, I went away for a second because I got a call in the middle of the stream. And then I came back. And when I did, I got a little notice thing in the middle of my screen from TikTok that says, "Warning, you are showing copyrighted content." Which is weird because I'd been streaming for 2 hours at that point. We were playing Pokemon Shield. And I was streaming for 2 hours. And that was when it showed up. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why TikTok is being this way. It's very interesting that it didn't happen earlier. Because earlier, if you guys remember, Beau, B-E-A-U, if that's how you say her name, or Bo was donating. Hello, Megabeast. Sorry, Megabeast. Welcome to live stream. So while Bo was donating to our live stream on TikTok, TikTok didn't have anything at all to say. As long as the live stream is profitable, this goes back to what I'm saying. When you guys donate to the show, you're literally keeping the show on the air. So whenever someone donates, there's no, TikTok doesn't care what you do. It doesn't matter what's going on. As long as you're profitable, they don't mind one bit. But the second that donations stop, The second that they're not getting money, that is when that's when they suddenly care. That's when suddenly they assume that any kind of bright screen is just copyrighted content. So it's so dumb. It's very dumb. I'm pissed off about it. But hopefully, even if that happens today, now because we record all of our live streams from TikTok here on YouTube and we re-upload them later on YouTube, we're able to you guys are able to go back and rewatch the entire episode. And even if TikTok comes around and takes down the stream, you guys can head over to our YouTube channel and you can watch it from there. So that's super cool. We're grateful that we've been able to figure that out. It only took us, what, a year? Yeah, it took us like a year to figure that out. So anyway, thank you guys for all your patience. And with that, let's get right into the first segment here. The first segment, of course, being the mailbag. So for anyone who doesn't know, our P.O. Box is not showing up. There we go. P.O. Box 580-368, Houston, Texas 77058. If you guys would like to send us a letter, if you guys want free Pokemon cards, let us know. All you have to do is, well, let's see if Max Pat, one of our lovely followers, we got your envelope here, your envelope, potato, tomato. We got your envelope here, Max Pat. Let's see if Max Pat did the right thing here. So let's crack this open. Max Pat is, of course, from Mora, Minnesota. So grateful that Minnesotans still exist during these interesting times we live in. All right, nothing else in the letter here, so we'll just leave that there. We've got Pokemon cards. Okay, we'll get to that here in a second. But this is what I'm talking about right here. So Max did the right thing. He didn't write the return address on here yet. We'll get to those. I see some amazing cards. We'll get to those here in a second that he sent us. So he did the right thing. He sent us an empty envelope with 3 stamps on it. That should be enough to, what we'll do is we'll write his return address on here. I'll go ahead and I'll put our P.O. Box address on here. Again, that's P.O. Box 580-368 from Houston, Texas 77058. So we've got that on there. Again, I apologize for the lighting. The lighting's really bad today for some reason, probably because it's super dark outside. And I usually use the light here, but it's dark and it only makes it worse. So we're just using my regular lamp. But this envelope right here, if you guys send us one of these with stamps on it, we will take this. Ditto and I will both take this. We'll grab as many extra Pokemon cards as we have available. We'll put it in here. We'll fill it up. We'll send you some extra goodies as well, and we'll mail it back to you. So if you guys want free Pokemon cards, this is the way to do it. Include one of these, just like Max did, inside the envelope that you send to us. All right? That's how it works. So well done, Max. Thank you for doing that. And let's see what you sent us here. Oh, those are beautiful. Oh, heck yes. Okay. Max sent us again, I apologize for the lighting, a Mega Sceptile EX. That is a beauty. I haven't seen this EX in a long, long time. A Mega Sceptile EX. I'm showing it to both cameras here. I apologize again if the image isn't very good. We've got that, and we've also got a Lugia EX, a card I am very familiar with, one which I love very, very much. Thank you so much, Max, for sending us these. I assume you want us to put them in a sleeve and mail them back to you. That's what a lot of people do. They ask us to sign cards for them. We won't sign the cards themselves, obviously. What we'll do is we'll put them in sleeves and we'll sign the sleeve, the clear sleeve, as opposed to the card. We've got a beautiful piece of artwork here. Let's see what that is. Oh, okay, it's just a 2x4 card. We've got a Lillipup, and it looks like a Sylveon is eyeing him in the background right there. That's not good, but oh man. Good job, Max Pat, on this art. That's pretty solid, actually. Can you guys on TikTok see that? That's pretty solid. Is it? Yeah, you gave the Sylveon red eyes. I appreciate that because that's pretty spot on. That's exactly what Sylveon's like. Homicidal freaking pink fox. Okay, set those right there. And we've got it's got a cactus on it. It says thank you. We've got a cactus on it. It says thank you. Let's see what's inside here. There's a little bit of dog hair. I don't know if that's mine or yours. Either way, the letter here, hopefully, Max, you included some deep, dark secrets because even if you put, please don't read this in front of everyone, I'm still going to read it in front of everyone. Because, I mean, the cards are in my hand now, literally. Anyway, you are my favorite TikToker and therefore favorite YouTuber. Well, thank you, Max. I will try to become a Patreon. All right. Can you autograph these 2 cards? I would gladly do that for you, Max. The only Pokemon card I request is a Sceptile, and then just add anything you want. Or if I'm already a Patreon, then that's awesome. And the fan art will be in a different envelope. Ditto, I need those for a TikTok. He drew a little, again, I'm sorry if you guys can't see very well. He drew Ditto wearing my glasses and my coat. That's actually really cute. That's actually really, really cute. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you, Max. That's awesome. I'll put this in our special binder right over here. And I do not know if we have a Sceptile. I appreciate it when you guys include requests for what Pokemon cards you would like. If we don't have those Pokemon cards, we'll try and make up for it as much as possible. Again, it's first come, first serve. And when we're out, we're out. I'm not buying more Pokemon cards if I can help it. So we're just going to, we'll give you what we can. And in the meantime, I will definitely sign one of these cards here. Not the card itself, of course, but the empty sleeves that they've come in. When I can find the sleeve. Well, I don't know where the sleeves are on the top of my head here. So I tell you what, we'll just take one of these in the meantime, and we will, oh, what the heck is going on? Hey, no doing that. There we go. All right, there we go. There's that, and the thing was freaking out for a second there. Sorry, the stream almost ended. That's better. All right. So, sorry, our TikTok almost, or our YouTube live stream almost ended. So, glad that didn't go down. Thank you, Max Pat. We'll put it in one of our special custom-made sleeves here. These sleeves are available for a limited time only, and yes, they are handmade. So, get them while you can. There's a very short supply of them, but there you go. There's also rares, technically. They have a star in the bottom corner, adjacent from Ditto. That's for everyone on TikTok, just so you guys can see. For everyone who has sent a package, thank you so much. We checked it today. We haven't gotten it yet. It will, when it does get here, we will let you guys know. So there you go. There you go, Max Pat. You got your Lugia card's going to be in one of our special sleeves here. And we'll put the other ones in sleeves for you ASAP. In the meantime, I'm going to take this special, because anything that rips on Sylveon, it is approved. It's Professor and Ditto approved, right? Look at that. Look at that, Ditto. Is that not solid? That's super solid. Thank you so much. Thank you, Max. We will take this. We will put this right up here next to the other fan art that we've gotten. Oh, heck yeah. Anything that rips on Sylveon gets our seal of approval. But that's just the first letter. As we continue the mailbag here, let's see what Danny from Canada decided to send us. Edmonton, Canada. Why does everyone from Canada all live in Edmonton? Is that how you say it? I don't really know if that's how you say it. Either way, thank you, Danny, for sending us a red envelope. That's a nice little change of color here. So let's see what you've decided to send us here today. All right, I see that empty envelope. That's what I like to see. And nothing else in there, so that's good. So we've got, oh, well, that's nice. We've got a Hello Kitty. Again, I'm so sorry for the lighting here. There's not much I can do about it right now. But we've got a Hello Kitty envelope here. So that's nice. Thank you, Danny, for that. I assume this is the envelope you want us to fill up. Then we've got, ooh, oh, I've seen that. I know what this is. I know what this fan art is right here. Yeah, I saw you doing this. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, heck yes. We have this picture. We have a screenshot of this saved on our phone. So thank you. Thank you, Danny. I think this is the first time I've seen fan art that accurately depicts, somewhat accurately depicts what Garchomp is like. Garchomp, for anyone who doesn't know, our Garchomp in the quick ball right here is is an amputee. She's missing her right wing. We have 3D printed another wing for her. Doesn't always work, but it usually does. And this is the first time I've seen Garchomp actually without her wing. I think in this one, she's missing both her wings for some reason. Thankfully, it's not that, but here's a good look for everyone on YouTube. We've got, I think that's Pudding and Ditto at the bottom. I guess Ditto is a rainbow for some reason. That's fine. We've got a Snom gang. Thank you so much. We've got a Snom on the shelf. We've also got a Pikachu with a magnifying glass. Oh, that's Detective Pikachu. Awesome. I loved that movie. Seriously. Detective Pikachu was a great movie. And we got Eevee up there just winking from the other side of the chair like, yeah, I'm evil, I'm twisted, I'm messed up, says Eevee, not me. But, so accurate. And I have no feet. because you guys have never seen my feet. Well, I assume you have. I like how I just have stubs. That's very accurate. Stubs and long socks. I am best anime girl. I am best girl. All right. Somebody make that into fan art. Actually, please don't. Seriously, like that's my one request. It's not a rule, but please, if you guys are going to do fan art of us like this, do something like this. Don't, under any circumstances, please don't turn us into anime girls. That's so weird. It's happened before. I really don't want it to happen again. But that is absolutely stellar. Thank you so much, Danny. We will definitely frame this up because this, well, it's too big to fit in our binder. And we do have a frame that we would love to put this in. So thank you guys so very much. I will be putting this in a safe place. Well, I don't know. Evie might run around and grab it. Hey, Lapras, you want to hold this for me on your back? You know, like Lapras do. There's a letter here as well. Did you guys hear that? The heck was that? Sorry, Lapras. Here, this is yours. Just hold that for me, please. Yeah, and try not to don't mess it up. Don't use any attacks or anything. All right, what the heck was that? There's a key here. That the key just came out of this. I'm not kidding. There's a key that says life that just came out of the letter. Okay, we'll set that down. Hopefully that's not like a nuclear code key or something like that. Anyway, there's it's typed. Thank you, Danny. I'll go ahead and read this in front of the entire world now. Hi, I'm Danny. If you're reading this, you spelled you're wrong. I hope you're, again, spelled you're wrong. I hope you're doing okay with college and stuff. Thank you. Thank you very much. Me and my Pokemon hope for the best for you. Stay safe and good luck, Professor. At XXXX3Honey3XXXX. So go give Danny a follow if you guys can. That's super awesome. We've got, is that supposed to be me? It's like a stick figure with a little stick figure with a candy cane tap dancing there. So that's nice, actually. I mean, I think it would fit right in with the last stuff over there, so thank you. There's a little arrow pointing to it. It says, meet the crazy tap dancing man who lives in my many letters. Well, thank you, Danny. We have all been blessed. Surely, we have been absolutely blessed from the, that's not the Catholic thing, by the way. That's my own thing. That's the, thank you very much. That's, I acknowledge your existence. Thank you very much, crazy tap dancing man, for blessing us with your presence. Truly, this is a day to be remembered for a very long time. This is a Keith Leakey. Thank you, Professor Prago. That's funny. I'm not entirely sure what the key to life is right here. It might be a joke that I'm just not getting. Either way, key to life is very nice, very blessed, and we will definitely hold on to this because I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to tiny little knickknacks like this. So we'll put this right next to our cloister coin and the other heart pin that you guys sent me that I still need to reattach. Shame on me for that. But thank you so much, Danny. Thank you. We will put this in a safe spot as well, just so I don't forget to put it in my special binder. Actually, we'll set it right here next to Max's letter. And it looks like I'm going to have to fill these out. Just so you guys know, I'll give Danny some slack this time around because it is international. But when it comes to non-international letters, if we got something like this and you were from, I don't know, pick a state, California, Michigan, wherever, if you didn't throw stamps on your envelope, you would get nothing. It's not a heartless move. Ditto and I cannot afford postage for 189,000 people, especially those who live within the United States, where stamps are readily available, even for the morons that live in CHOPS. So please, guys, please remember to put a stamp on your envelope because otherwise we can't send you anything because we can't afford it. We will, of course, I don't know exactly how international stuff works, but we will try and make up for this as best we can for you, Danny. Thank you so much for all the artwork. Set this one off to the side. We'll take care of that later. But there's still other letters to take care of here. So somebody asked, how do we send you stuff? If you guys want to send us stuff, you don't have to. The real reason people send us letters is because they want free Pokemon cards. But the way to do it is to send something to our P.O. Box. Feel free to take a screenshot. It's P.O. Box 580, 368, Houston, Texas, 77058. Again, it's P.O. Box 580, 368, Houston, Texas, 77058. There you go. Thank you guys so much for that. This is, of course, not the end of our letters because we've still got 2 more letters here to open up before all of you. This one is from Jacob from Al Albany, somewhere in Texas. I don't know, somewhere in Texas. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Sleepy Panda. I really do. I appreciate that comment. Sleepy Panda says you need to be monetized. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. Thank you. I don't think that can happen until after we reach 1,000 subscribers, but either way, thank you so much for 700, and thank you for 189,000 followers on TikTok. One step closer to getting that blue check mark, just so I can go out of my way to get rid of it. I'm just kidding, by the way. I wouldn't go out of my way to get rid of it, but I seriously doubt, with all the crap that TikTok gives me, I seriously doubt they would let me hold on to a blue check next to my name for more than a couple of days, maybe a couple hours at most. But anyway, that's just my sarcastic, I'm so pushed down under TikTok's heel. I'm not actually, by the way. It's just sarcasm. TikTok threatens to take down my live stream here. I throw a little bit of shade there. It's a very rough relationship, kind of like everyone here at the lab. But if you guys want to hear more about that, nice little plug. If you guys want to hear more about Life on the Lab, tune in on Friday. Our first segment, rather than the mailbag, is Life Around the Lab. And I share the hilarious, often, interesting stories that transpire with that. So thank you, Jacob from Albany, I think it's Albany, Texas. Thank you for sending us an envelope this size. We like envelopes this big, just because we don't have to fold up papers as much as we normally would have to. By the way, it doesn't matter how big your package is that you send to us. All that matters is how many stamps are on it. Like that big, we got a huge like bubble wrap envelope. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? We got a huge bubble wrap envelope the other day in the mail, and I was concerned that we weren't going to be able to send it because it was so big, and I didn't know if there was enough postage on it. Well, long story short, when I went to double check, make sure we didn't forget any letters today, I had that thing filled up. Ditto was there with me. I turned it into the desk. The guy counted it up, and it was exactly enough. So we didn't have to pay a cent, which is, of course, the requirement. If we don't have to pay anything, we will send it back to you ASAP without breaking the weight limit. It was awesome. That person is going to get some awesome stuff in the mail. So as long as you guys put enough postage on your envelope, then we will send as much material as we can to match said package. But anyway, there is definitely a card in here. There's an envelope, not an envelope. There's some writing that says, "Please sign these. Please sign these." This is from Jacob, again, a native of Texas. So hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream, people who have just joined. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm seeing a Chimchar card. I'm seeing a Chikorita card, and I'm seeing a Snivy card. All very solid starters, I have to say. Of the three, I think that Chimchar is probably my favorite. Again, if you guys want to get a better view, head over to YouTube. You'll get a better view of what's going on. There's Chikorita. I love the story that these cards tell, by the way. There's just a regular old Snivy. Here's a quick view for everyone on TikTok. You guys have seen these cards many times before, but these hold a special place in Jacob's heart, and we will absolutely give him the benefit of the doubt here. We'll give him one of our custom sleeves, of course, since he sent us cards. We can take care of this right now. We'll go ahead and throw Chikorita in there. So there you go. And we will sign the rest, of course, ASAP. And then we'll set these aside for Jacob. And let's see here. So there is a note here. I don't know. Wow. Talk about chicken scratch. I love you, Jacob, as much as a stranger can, in a most non-inappropriate way. But like, dude, work on your handwriting. I don't know how old you are, but like, holy crap. This is some serious chicken scratch right here. Let me see if I can show you guys. I have no idea what this says. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able. I am someone who prides myself on being able to read cursive very fluently. I know how to write cursive. I don't necessarily like it, but I'm a very fluent person when it comes to cursive, and that is, I don't know what that is. What even is that? Jacob, my dude, niche a role the population play in. At least, is this some kind of code? Well, whatever it is, thank you so very much. Wow. The last word is together. So whatever you wrote, I'm sure it was very nice, Jacob. Thank you so much. Please sign these. We will definitely get to that as soon as possible. And before I forget it, really quick, was it Danny or Max that had the cards he wanted me to sign? I think it was Max, right? I'll try to become a patron. Can you autograph these 2 cards? Yeah, so these are from Max. So let me set these off to the side. I don't want to accidentally send them to the wrong person. So we'll set that aside. That's for Max. And I have to do this, otherwise I will mess it up. I have this growing fear that I'm going to send the wrong thing to the wrong person. Like someone's going to have a request and I'm just going to muck it up or something like that. And I really don't want to do that. So that's set those off to the side. Hopefully don't mess those up. And then let's get to our last letter here. Hello, welcome to live stream. This is from the one and only Ricardo. Ricardo from, is that Bryce? Bryan, Texas. Ricardo from Bryan, Texas. I won't show you his entire name here. Hopefully you guys can just catch a glimpse that I'm not kidding. That is Ricardo. This is a letter from Ricardo. What is up, Noobmaster69? If you guys aren't following the Theme Park Hype House on TikTok and on YouTube, please do. I am a part of that. We basically say suck it Disney, and we do our own thing, and we talk about Universal Studios. In my personal opinion, the better of the 2 theme park chains, especially with freaking Nintendo Land coming out soon. But we'll talk about that here in the near future. You aren't late at all, BU. Thank you so much. We're almost finished with the mailbag segment, and there wasn't a whole lot to talk about today. Ricardo has sent us just an envelope with some stamps on it. So thank you, Ricardo, so very much. Thank you so very much. I'm sorry that your pencil broke, Eric. That happens to the best of us. Pencils break, pants rip, milk spills, but don't cry. That's what Ty from the, what are they called? Dude Perfect. That's what Ty from Dude Perfect says. And they're natives of Texas as well. So shout out to them. I myself am not a native of Texas. I just have my P.O. box there. One of my friends runs that place. But I do visit Texas very frequently. So that is very awesome. So thank you, Ricardo, the one and the only Ricardo, the man from the meme, I'm sure. We will fill this up ASAP and get that back to you as soon as possible. But that about wraps it up for the mailbag. So thank you, everyone who sent us a letter. Again, if you guys want to know how to send us a letter, send it to our P.O. box right here. Last time, we're going to send that to you, or show this before you guys. Send us an empty envelope with stamps on it. It's important that it has stamps on it. And we will get free Pokemon cards as much as we can without breaking the bank, of course. So thank you, everyone, very much. I'm not sure BU asked a good question if you're back or if you got your mail. I know we sent you a letter recently, so we had to have gotten your letter. I'm pretty sure. Just keep checking your mail because I remember sending one to you. But yeah, let's do I think we should just hop right into the next segment. It's one of my favorite segments, and it's one we're saving exclusively for Tuesdays. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Stupid Pokedex Entries. Insert amazing transition here. As per usual. Just pretend. Just pretend. It's not that hard. Anyway. Okay, we're just going to hop right back into it. Thank you so very much. Thank you, folks, for tuning into the Professor and Ditto show. Oh, you got it. Good. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about stupid Pokedex entries. For everyone who doesn't know, Ditto and I, my assistant Ditto and I, are so fed up with how inaccurate and how stupid the Pokedex is. All of them. They're all terrible. They're all absolute trash. They don't give enough details on certain Pokemon. The details that they do give are not that good. And they leave out very important details. So Ditto and I have taken it upon ourselves to write a Paradex, if you will, a parody Pokedex full of absolute truths and first-hand experience with every single Pokemon in existence. Legendaries included. Please don't ask me about it, all right? I have my methods. Anyway, thank you guys very much. Oh, no, our mail is delivered by either we go down to the surface and give it to a post office ourselves. That's actually where that video from TikTok earlier today that we posted, that's where that came from. That was after we'd gone to the post office. That was a freaking long trip too. What is the deal with bus stops? Why do bus stops smell so bad? Has anyone else ever used a bus stop? Bus stops smell awful. I mean, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of subway system either, or the tube, if you will. But for heaven's sakes, like, who the heck is peeing all over the bus stop? Anyway, that's a rant for another day. Maybe for story time. But yeah, let's let's hop right into stupid Pokedex entries. Our Pokedex entry is one that I am not a huge fan of, but it's one that I figured we'd talk about today, and that is Weezing's Pokedex entry. Now, Weezing is a Pokemon that most of us are familiar with. It's one that's very frequently found in Pokemon Go, at least in the region that I often play in. It's a Pokemon that's been here since Generation 1. It's very distinct in how it looks. It looks like a giant, nasty puffball, nasty. It's a purple abomination of just toxic chemicals. And it was used most famously by James. Although James had a Weezing, not a... James had a Weezing, not the other one. Well, what's the other one called? I just had an absolute brain fart. Well, that usually means that we shouldn't talk about that one. So let's talk about a random one, shall we? Okay, that's not a good one. I'm pulling trainer cards. We've already talked about Sfeel. Oh, sorry, guys. This is usually how I do it. I usually have it right on top. There we go. All right, that's more like it. We've got our little box behind me right there. That's where we usually pull them out of. Muck. Coughing. That's the other one. Thank you very much. Let's skip coughing for now. I have some things I want to say about coughing, but I feel like Dino should be the one that we talk about today because, as you guys know, I am a dragon-type trainer. At least I was before I became a professor. Now, Dino is not my favorite dragon type out there. I know some people are like hardcore Hydreigon fans. Hydreigon is a solid Pokemon, but it is perhaps one of the most criminally understudied of all dragon types out there. And remember, all dragon types, that includes Goodra, that includes Kumo-o, this includes Salamence. Out of all of them out there, I would dare say that Hydreigon and its evolutionary chain are some of the most dangerous and the most understudied. And it's the one that every trainer, before they go out before every single kid begins their Pokemon journey. BU, thank you so much. Thank you for continuing to donate to the show. Your username is up here. I know that for a fact. She's donating over on TikTok. But Dino is, when a little kid decides, you know what? I'm 10 years old now. I'm basically an adult in Pokemon world. I'm going to go out and do my own thing now. Every little kid should get a little card. Not a Pokemon card per se, but just like a little, maybe a Pokemon card would be nice. And it should have, thank you so much, Bo. Thank you so much. Is it Bu or Bo? Thank you, my boy. Thank you so much for helping us out. Everyone should get a little warning, a card that says, watch out for these Pokemon. And there should be a picture of Yveltal on there, Yveltal, and Hydreigon, and its evolutionary line. Those two Pokemon right there, those are the Pokemon that everyone, Bo, thank you, Bo. Thank you so much for continuing to donate. Those are the Pokemon that every single trainer should be given a serious warning about. I would say Sylveon as well. But you guys have heard me rant about Sylveon enough. Like oh my gosh. Let me put it into perspective for you. Remember, most Pokedex entries are not complete. They are very short-sighted. Thank you, Bo, for continuing to donate. Oh my gosh. They are Pokedex entries like barely scrape the surface. Remember when we talked about Sfeel? All that Sfeel said was that it likes to bounce. It bounces around and occasionally rolls over and can't roll itself back over. That's all it said. That's pitiful, all right? Now, that's how every single entry is. They give you like the bare minimum. This is what the Pokemon looks like. You already know that because you're looking at it and there's a picture of it or it's in a scan right there. I need to lower my tone so I don't wake someone up. But that's the idea. That's where the Pokedex usually lies. Now, apply that logic, that very short-sighted, narrow-minded logic to this, okay? This is what Dino's Pokedex entry says. Lacking sight, it's unaware of its surroundings, so it bumps into things and eats anything that moves. Now, there is a reason for this. There is a reason that Dino bites everything. Dino, we're talking about the little dragon type, by the way. You guys know it. You love it. Hydreigon's great. But Dino, the Pokedex claims that Dino can't see anything. This is false. Dino has eyes. We have seen this. There are pictures of it. Ditto and I have shared pictures on our Instagram. Dino has eyes. It has eyes. It can see for itself. It doesn't use them in the same way that you and I use them. It uses them the same way that Ditto has them. Ditto has eyes so that it doesn't appear so dangerous and toxic, despite being that. Yes, I said you're that. whatever, dude. We'll talk about this later. Anyway, Dino doesn't use its eyes the same way we do. The eyes on Dino's body are like, the eyes on Dino's bodies are like the eyes that are on the back of a butterfly. They're there. They're not actual eyes. They're just there to convey the image that, will, get prey to drop its guard a little bit. That's how it works. Oh my gosh, Bo, thank you so much. You really got to tone it down with the raid, though. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Bo. Oh my goodness, Rainbow Puke. That's the name of a gift, by the way. Anyway, thank you. Dino bites things for the same reasons that sharks attack people. Okay? Sharks don't have hands. Dino doesn't have hands. Hydreigon doesn't have hands. Its second evolution, which I can't remember off the top of my head, doesn't have hands. This entire evolutionary line doesn't have hands. They just have mouths. Now, what are the most sensitive parts of your body? Without getting into weird territory here, it's the tips of your fingertips and your face area, all right? If somebody were to hold a match and you're up to your elbow or something, you would still feel the heat, but it wouldn't be so intense. Zwillos, thank you so much, Professor Frago. Thank you. It would, and thank you, Sleepy Panda. Thank you. I don't know who spelled it right. I don't really care, but thank you guys for reminding me of that. Their entire evolutionary line doesn't have hands. Now, again, back to the fire analogy. You have a match. You have your elbow, it's out up to here. You can feel the heat, but it doesn't feel like it's burning at this distance. It has to bring it in a little closer before you start to get uncomfortable and you pull it away out of necessity. Now, on the flip side of that, Bo, oh my gosh, thank you so much for carrying the show on your back. Oh my gosh. Okay, sending hundreds of pandas. Oh my gosh, thank you. I really want to scream, but I can't scream. Okay, now, contrast with the match. Go back to the match. If you hold a match this far away from your face. I have an actual match. I don't feel like burning myself today to get a point across, but if you hold a match this far away from your face, you're going to feel it a lot more intensely, and you're going to want to pull away a lot earlier on. That's because your face, your cheeks, your nose, your lips, and your fingertips, those are some of the most sensitive parts of your body. Now, imagine if you didn't have hands for a second. How would you feel something? How would you, because there are certain things that can only be understood through physical touch, especially if you're an animal. If you're an animal, animals, for as much credit as we give them, they don't think in the same way that we do. They're on a lesser scale than we do. They don't process as much information as we do on a regular basis. This is generalizing, of course. Not all animals are like this. Ditto is a good example. Some chimpanzees, dolphins, these are exceptions to the rule. But generally, especially in the case of sharks aren't stupid, they're different. They feel things differently. They taste the world around them. They don't feel it. Sharks don't have hands, they have fins. What does this have to do with Dino? Dino doesn't have hands. It has 4 legs, basically, and a really sensitive mouth, a solid, rock-hard mouth. Its mouth, when it bites something, it's kind of like when a shark attack occurs. Shark attacks aren't cases we know now. Shark attacks aren't a case of mistaken identity, generally speaking. Scientists think that most shark attacks happen because a shark has no idea what this thing above it is, or what this thing it's bumped into is. People aren't found in the ocean nearly as often as a shark's primary food source, which is fish, not seals. All right, fish, not seals. Dinos are the same way. Dinos don't have as much experience with people as they do their food source. So if a dino encounters a person, say a 10-year-old walking around in the tall grass with a caterpie to defend it, maybe a fire chimp, or worse, a snivy, something like that, a dino's first instinct is to run up and bite it so it can feel it out, so it knows what it tastes like. Is this food? Is this not? How am I going to deal with this? That's how dinos work. So when they bite something, it's not always an act of aggression. Now, if you were just to go off of what the Pokedex says and off of what you see in the anime, then you would think that. You would think that dinos are just aggressive monsters out to eat everything. And to an extent they are, but that doesn't mean that just in the same way that sharks aren't actively looking to attack everyone around them. If they were, there would be a lot more shark attacks and a lot more fatal shark attacks, I might add, as opposed to bites on the legs and thighs and arms, which is where most shark attacks occur, and on the sides. If sharks were actively trying to kill people, they would always go for the neck, because seals have necks, fish have necks, that's where you go to kill something. If you're testing it out, you go for the legs, you go for the arm, you go for the side. You don't try and kill it off the bat, because a shark doesn't know if this thing can turn around and kill me back. So Dino is the same way. It bites things to figure things out. It bites things to investigate it. Dino is covered. Dino doesn't have eyes. Well, it has eyes. It doesn't use them right. It doesn't have hands. It has 4 legs. It only has its mouth. Dino is not the horrible, brutish monster any more than Hydreigon is, any more than Zweilous is. They're not the horrible monster that the Pokedex makes it out to be. Now, you wouldn't know that, and I wouldn't know that if I hadn't just explained it to you. And I wouldn't know it if I hadn't done the research for myself. Twisted, thank you so much for donating to the show. Thank you so very much. Seriously, thank you for keeping us on the air. We will add your username to our list by the end of the show, I promise. But this is something that this is what pisses me off most about the Pokedex. Most Pokedex entries would have you believe that most Pokemon are either super approachable when they're not approachable whatsoever. Scyther being a very clear example. You should never, ever approach a Scyther right off the bat. All right? Scythers, I mean, look at this thing. Can you see it? I have a little model behind me right here. This thing right here. It's got blades for arms, and it's got a really big mouth with sharp teeth. Also, I own one. Not in that ball for TikTok, for this one for TikTok. On YouTube, it's this one as well. The angles are different. But seriously, I own one. I know that Scythers are very, very dangerous. Most 10-year-olds wouldn't pick up on that. So that's why Ditto and I are riding the Paradex. Very important safety tips. Remember, guys, bringing this all full circle, back to Dino. If you guys encounter a Dino in the wild, this is what you need to do. You need to keep your distance, keep your Pokemon, your defensive Pokemon or your attacking Pokemon, whatever it might be. Just a Baby Unicorn, thank you. We're glad you're here. Just a Baby Unicorn, one of our patrons, someone who has supported us for a very, very long time now. You guys should definitely go give her a follow. She has amazing content. Twisted, thank you. But if you guys approach a Dino in the wild, my advice is this. Pull out someone, not a fairy type. If you use something that's super effective against Dino, it's going to go into survive mode. In other words, it's going to go into insta-kill mode. Do not want... Twisted Cloud, thank you so much. You do not want to try and deal with any dragon type in that mode. I don't care if it's a Goomy. I don't care if it's a Dino. I don't care what it is. You do not want to get that Pokemon in the mentality of, if I don't kill this other thing, it's going to kill me. All right, that's what's going to happen if you use a fairy type right out the bat. You should use something a little bit nicer. Use a water type. Use a flying type. Use something that can damage it but won't KO it in one hit, if that's possible. Remember, I don't know of a single wild Pokemon out there that has a focus sash on it. So hold back as much as you can, whether you're trying to catch it or not, and just let it know that you're a force to be reckoned with, but you're not actively going for it. Move to the other way, go away from it, and just leave it alone. If you don't give it the chance to bite you, to taste you, to find out what's going on, you'll be okay. That's all you need to know. Now, you're welcome to get a second opinion. This is just from Ditto and I's personal experience. We've caught many, many dinos in our time, and I can say this much. They are only aggressive when you put them in that fight or flight mode. Kind of like with sharks. If you encounter a shark in the wild, most sharks aren't actively going to eat you because sharks are a little bit more, cautious than we give them credit for, especially when you consider how many sharks are hunted every single day by people and contrast that with how many people are killed by sharks. The statistics do not line up whatsoever. Sharks are not manhunters, but they are apex predators. Dinos are in the same category. That's all I have to say about that, and that's all I really have to say for stupid Pokedex entries. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think, what do you think, Ditto? You think we should do another one? I think we should do another. Oh, hi, Evie. Hi. Yes, you're not trying to bite me today. That's nice. Hey. Yeah, Evie's down here. Sorry. Thanks for coming around the backside there. Totally didn't see you. Freaked me out. I was like, something furry by my head. It's like, oh, sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. Anyway, freaking cat fox thing. Let's do I say we should look at one more Pokemon for you guys, just so you're aware. And just so you guys are a little bit more aware of how daft the Pokedex really is. I don't mean to curse. I don't know if that's a cuss word or not. I just know that it implies that something is not as intelligent as you might think it is. So Let's see what this one is. Oh, one of my favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk for, thank you for joining us, anyone that has to leave. Let's talk about Cubone for a second. You guys know Cubone? Yeah, you know Cubone. Cubone is a Pokemon that all of you are familiar with. All of you who have seen Detective Pikachu, you definitely know what I'm talking about when I talk about Cubone. Now, Cubone gets a rap for being the tragic Pokemon, being the Pokemon that's so misunderstood, that should be caught immediately on sight and just filled with as much love as possible. And oh, it's so tragic. And it is. To a certain degree, Cubones are kind of tragic. But bear this in mind. All that we know about Cubones is that their mothers are dead. The Pokemon that was supposed to raise them, generally, if a mother Pokemon well, Cubones are baby Kangaskhan, basically. So if the Kangaskhan dies, then its skull is generally taken and saved. This is part of their buildup. It's like the opposite of how elephants work. If an elephant sees elephant bone, it's terrified of it and it runs the other way. But if a Cubone sees its dead parent, it will stay around its dead parent until the body decomposes, and then it will take the skull of its dead parent, allegedly, and use that as a kind of helmet. So, this is generally what people know about Cubone. So Cubone is the result of a Kangaskhan who fails to raise the baby correctly. Now, what most of you may not know, most of us assume, especially growing up, that that Cubone is a tragic case, that the Kangaskhan dies tragically, that its mother is just absolutely is hunted, or maybe it dies in the wild, something like that, something tragic. But here's the thing, we don't know that the mother just died on its own. Did you guys ever stop and think that maybe, such as in the case with hyenas, or spiders, did you guys ever think that Cubone is the one that killed its own mother? Did you guys ever think that? That thought ever crossed your mind? All we know is that the mother is dead. We don't know what killed it. Who's to say that the Cubone itself didn't take its mother's own life? It happens in other species. It happens all the time. Spiders do it. They'll kill each other. They'll kill their mates. They'll kill their parents. That's what they'll do. The rising generation takes over for the old one. It's not murderous by nature. It's just part of nature. That's really that's something that I've actually seen. And I've never seen the act of a Cubone taking out its Kangaskhan parent, but I have seen Cubone skulls taken or brought to me by trainers, various trainers. They're like, why is this skull so, like, I've got another Cubone. Why is this one so scratched up? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Well, generally, it's not always the mother is dying because of like I said, a hunter or another Pokemon attacked it. That does happen very often. Don't get me wrong. Kangaskhan's are a lot more squishy than you might think. But at the same time, Cubones, as are shown, as you guys saw in the Detective Pikachu film, Cubones are nasty. They're not always desperate, crying for a parent. They can hold their own. Think of a juvenile. Here's the best example I can give for you. In the state of Texas, in the United States of America, there is an invasion happening right now. Wild pigs. There's about 6 million of them in the entire state. 6 million pigs. Feral hogs. These are like a step down from a warthog, if not a warthog. They have nasty, sharp teeth. They cannibalize each other. They eat small pets, which includes your chihuahua and your favorite pet cat and your kittens and your puppies. They eat those. They also destroy property, and they attack farm life, like cows and baby lambs. And, well, nobody cares about goats, but you get the idea. There's an absolute infestation going on right now in the state of Texas. It has gotten so bad, you don't need a license to go and kill hogs. Like, it has become a thing with people that I've interviewed, people I've talked to. They wake up super early in the morning. They grab their kids, they grab their relatives, they grab their neighbors, they set up their cameras and their guns, and they just shoot pigs all night long. They later convert it into food, of course. If not, then they turn it into bait. Everything is, of course, used. But that's what pigs are. That's what pigs are, that bad of a menace. Pigs are horribly, horribly brutal. Now, the reason I bring this up is it was a myth for a while that if you all you had to do was take out the mother pig, the heifer, whatever the name for the mama pig is. All you had to do was take out the mama pig, and the piglets would just die naturally on their own. They would be cannibalized by other pigs, and they would be, that would be it. No, nay. That is not the case. As young as a couple of months old, baby piglets, wild feral hog piglets, are able to survive on their own, thrive on their own, even start their own families as young as a year old. That's why this species is so invasive. They produce they reproduce, well, like pigs, like rabbits, like rats. There's so many of them. And a little baby feral hog, not cute, by the way. These are not cute. You could easily mistake them for a mutant rat. Like, they're that nasty. Nasty looking, I might add. These things don't necessarily need their parents to survive. They're very brutal, very savage. They'll attack each other. They'll eat each other. They're very, very nasty. And worst of all, they'll attack people, and they'll attack your favorite pet and probably kill them and drag them away, and you'll never find them again. So that's just to put that in perspective. Cubones follow suit. Just because a cubone doesn't have its parents, as long as it's a couple of months old, it will survive. It will survive. If it's a little bit older and shows a little bit more aggression and doesn't break away from its parent at the right age, then it can go on to attack its parent. It's very, very interesting how it all works. I know it sounds depressing, it sounds twisted, but this is honestly how nature works, and I find it weirdly fascinating because it's not at all how life works for us people, and especially not for as dysfunctional as this family up here in the sky is. We're not actively trying to eat each other. Right? Yeah. I don't taste good anyway. You know what I taste like. Nibbling on my finger the other day. Weirdo. Anyway, it's such a contrast from real life. It's such a contrast from how life is worked, from how life among all of us works. It's interesting to see how the many diverse ways that nature survives, that life moves on in impossible circumstances. All logic dictates that children shouldn't be able to survive without their parents. In nature, although they don't turn out well, they turn out very, very screwed up. In nature, it is possible for them to survive to a degree without their parents. Now, I will say this. The pigs that try to survive without their parents turn out very stupid. They're the ones that fall for traps very easily. They respond immediately to a person yelling or gunshot going off. They're not very smart. The ones that are raised with family, those ones turn out like Einstein pigs. They don't go near traps. They can smell. They will look specifically for the scent of a person. They are very, very interesting. It's a lot better, whether you're a person or whether you're an animal. Either way, if you can have a father and a mother there raising you, guiding you, then that's the desired way. That's the way to go. That's not always how life works. I've seen evidence of that. You guys have seen evidence of that. But if that's something, as much as you can, and go from there. But I'm sorry. It looks like the connection is the connection back? I think the connection was off for a second on YouTube. Anyway, cubones are much more brutal than you might see. I'm going to go ahead and read the thing here, and then we'll get into everybody's favorite segment of the show, the Professor and Ditto Show's question and answer session here in a second. Hey, Sir Mr. Panda, thank you for joining us, guys. Go give him a follow. This man's amazing. He does amazing cosplays. If you guys like Kingdom Hearts, if you guys like Pokemon, go give Sir Mr. Panda a follow. He is an absolute OG. Anyway, when it thinks, this is for a Cubone's entry, we'll read this, I'll laugh at it, and then we'll move on. When it thinks of its deceased mother, it weeps loudly. Mandibas can hear its cries. Mandibas that hear its cries will attack it from the air. That is a very short-sighted and very specific entry that probably came out of a single, maybe two case studies. As you guys have shown, Cubones are aggressive enough. They will take out their own parents, and they can darn well survive on their own very, very well. As I've discussed in the past, Marowak is one of the most dangerous Pokemon you can encounter. a Pokemon that breaks the laws of physics every second of every day. But anyway, that's all I have to say for stupid Pokedex entries. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for yours and mine, and even Ditto's favorite segment of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is question and answer session. Or I guess just Q&A. Anyway, no, Lapras, no, come here, no. No, you're holding the picture, remember? Hold the picture. Please, just stay there. Thank you so very much. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry that wasn't as graceful a return. Don't you do it, no. Yeah, you better stay. Anyway, thank you all so much. Let's talk about the questions that you have for Ditto and I. I will, of course, try and answer as many questions as I can. Please listen for Ditto. He will be answering as many questions as he can as well. Let's get right into the questions here. I apologize if I don't get to your question this time. Feel free to save it for Friday. We do question and answer session every single show. So, Luna Wolf over on YouTube says, how does boxes work with you sending stuff? Because I'm sending a box with a smaller box. As long as the smaller box has postage on it, has stamps, has whatever, as long as it's covered in enough postage, then it won't matter. All that matters is if it has enough postage on it. You guys could send us a little letter like this, and this envelope doesn't have any postage on it. So we can't send this, because the whole point of this is for you guys to cover postage, because Ditto and I can't afford postage for 189,000 people. So as long as the box or the envelope or the package, whatever it is that you include in your letter, in your envelope, in your box that you send to us, as long as that has enough postage on it, it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. You guys can send us whatever size package you want, as long as you cover the postage. That is literally the only condition. So be sure to do that. Next question is, how do I treat a Sceptile with love and respect and an air of caution? Remember, Sceptile can cut through trees with ease, with the leaves growing out of its arm. You are not nearly as thick, THICC, you are not nearly as thick as a tree trunk. If you piss off your Sceptile, if you piss off your Pokemon in general, and you don't have a backup plan for it, then what do you mean? I'm not brandishing that. You know what that's for. It's when my bones hurt. Anyway, just love and respect. Love and respect, that's the best way to do it. Spirit and Sonic Friends asks, what's the best shiny in your opinion? The best shiny of all time. Dang, that is a good question. Man, I've been talking so much about negative shinies, can't think of any good ones. Well, off the top of my head, gold shinies are just, they're in a league of their own. I love it when a shiny is gold. But even more than that, orange and white. That's Halloween colors. I love Halloween when it's done right. And I think that Guzzlord shiny is one of the best. It's orange and white. It is such an awesome contrast from the black and the yellow. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. I love it. I love it to death. So that's my favorite shiny off the top of my head. A shiny that I do not have in my possession yet. There is a shiny Guzzlord card out there, and I really, really want it. Someday, my dudes. Someday. Zasty the Muffin says, do Cherubi lives matter? I don't know. I don't know. Is the sky blue? You decide. Apparently, it's a matter of opinion. Everything's a matter of opinion these days. You guys notice that? It doesn't matter what's actually true and what's actually false. It doesn't matter. Everything's up for debate. Everything's a matter of opinion. You can decide everything for yourself. The idea that there are some things that cannot be changed it has been declared an absolute lie. Oh, this person has this kind of defect in their system? Nay, that's not a defect. Let's just pretend like it's a good thing. I'm talking about like autism specifically. Yeah, they're not autistic. They can walk it off. They don't have. I have personal experience with this. They can do something on their own. They can go to counseling. Throw them in special ed class in public school. Throw them all in one class. Let one or two teachers deal with them. They'll turn out fine. Nothing will happen to them. That's the logic that the world runs on right now. Is it right? Of course not. There are some things that cannot be changed. They can, however, be dealt with in a respectful and in an appropriate and in an adult manner. They can be dealt with. We can adapt. We can help people. We don't have to just accept problems for what they are. There is help out there. And that help often comes in the form of strong family bonds, strong family relationships. That's just my personal experience. Anyway, moving on. Bo, thank you so much for keeping the show on the air. Official Takuna asks, would you play Pokemon Cafe if it comes out? Oh yeah, absolutely. I have Pokemon Cafe downloaded on my Switch right now. When I do start playing it, I will either take a video of it or I will stream. I will probably take a video of it just for you guys. Let's see. Bo asks, can I be in a video? Absolutely. If you guys want to be in a video, all you have to do is make a TikTok and tag me in it. Tag Ditto and I in it. We both have accounts. We both have TikTok accounts. Thank you for over 7,000 followers on Ditto's account, by the way. Super awesome. Sometimes I commandeer it. Most times I try not to. But yeah, if you guys want us to star in one of your videos, then we'll either duet it or just make sure that that option is on. A lot of you who say you want us to be in a video with you, not you specifically, Bo, but other people, other kids specifically, and working with kids is always like really sketchy. But like a lot of you kids have private accounts. If you have a private account on TikTok or on YouTube, we can't do anything with you. Your content is hidden from us. We can't duet your videos. We can't leave comments on your videos. It's all blocked off to us. So make sure your account is public. Just film a video. We might take 5 seconds of it and then add something onto the back end, or we'll just duet it. Whatever it might be, we might do a voiceover even. We will find a way. Just please tag us until we like it and actually duet said video. Just so you guys know, TikTok does a horrible job of notifying Ditto and I of your of your guys' attempts to tag us and stuff, just so you guys know. How do you think Kifli... Oh, this is anime over on YouTube, by the way. How do you think Kifliki has managed to evolve into the shape of a key just because of its love for keys? Well, it's very simple, actually. The reason that some Pokemon look like ice cream cones or keychains or teacups or, I don't know, poop in Muck's case. Excuse me. Not Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is fantastic. That thing looks like real ice cream. But the real reason, Egg Boy, welcome to the live stream. The real reason that Pokemon look like everyday human objects is because people are everywhere. And believe it or not, it's actually really, really safe living with a human being as opposed to trying to tough it out into the wild. Remember how I've said in the past that Pokemon, every single Pokemon out there, whether they'll admit it or not, secretly desires to be in a trainer's team, secretly wants to be a part of a human being's life? That's because there's guaranteed safety, food, and experience. Pokemon cannot level up on their own. The maximum level that a Pokemon has been found to reach in the wild is level 80. At that point, even at level 80, they can't evolve on their own. It's impossible for a Pokemon to evolve on its own. Rhydons in the wild are not evolved from, Rhyperior? Yeah, no, okay. Rhyperiors in the wild are not evolved from wild Rhydons. Two Rhyperiors loved each other very much, and long story short, there was an egg that was hatched, and it was a Rhyperior inside. All right, that's how that works. Kifliki is a great example of a Pokemon that assumed the form. It's kind of like Rotom. Rotom assumes the form of an electronic object, or basically it assumes the appearance of something that human beings are somewhat familiar with, that draws people's attention, that tries to bring people in so that more people will try and catch it, something like that. But yeah, that's just my little rant on that. That's why Pokemon look the way they do. Not every Pokemon looks the same. Waffles on the Web, thank you for joining us for the show. Someone asked, MaxPad actually asked a great question. What is Ditto's TikTok? Ditto's TikTok is at Professor Ditto. No underscores, no caps, no nothing. It's the word Professor and Ditto put together. So at Professor Ditto. That's his TikTok account. Over on TikTok, Moon Gamer says, what is your YouTube name? If you guys want to know my YouTube name, it is Sir Space Mr. Senior, one word. If you guys want to access it a little bit easier, go up here to my profile, tap on the Instagram icon on our profile page, and that will it'll give you the option of our Instagram and our YouTube. Tap on our YouTube, it'll take you right there. And actually, you'll see this show taking place right now. So go over, if our YouTube name is Sir Space Mr. Senior, one name. MR Senior. That's our username right there. So just so you guys know. Which of your Pokemon, Waffles on the Web, one of our patrons, asks, which of your Pokemon would you trust most with a nuke? That's a really good question. I don't know. There's not a whole lot you can do with the nuke unless you have the remote detonation like preset. It's just kind of a big piece of metal. It just takes up space. So that's kind of how that works. That's I don't know. There's not really the whole lot you could do with it. I guess I would trust Lapras with it the most because I mean, what's Lapras going to do? Headbutt it? Please don't use headbutt. Please don't use headbutt. Thank you. Thank you, Lapras. Please don't use headbutt. Just stay there. There you go. I would probably trust Lapras most with Nuke. It doesn't. I don't know. The chances of us running into a Duke are extremely low, but never zero. Anyway, Luna Wolf says I accidentally set my box without stamps. What should I do? Well, you can send us another letter and just put the stamps in the letter. That's what people have done in the past. That's what we're going to ask Danny from Canada. If you could send us some stamps in the mail, we will slap them on your Hello Kitty envelope and we'll send them back to you ASAP. That's the easiest thing to do. What is your favorite evolutions? Mine's Sylveon. Get out. Get out right now. Get the heck out of here. My favorite evolution, to answer your question, though, would have to be a cross between Vaporeon and Espeon. Espeon is kind of my OG. I love Espeon. It was the first Rainbow Rare card I ever pulled, Espeon GX. And yeah, it was super awesome. Let's see here. Okay, I can do that. Good, good. Thank you, Luna Wolf. Another question from TikTok is, can I get a shout out? Well, Toxic Taco, I'm not the kind of sellout TikToker / YouTuber you might think I am. I don't do follow for follow. I don't do shout outs. So Toxic Taco, I'm sorry to inform you that Toxic Taco, you cannot get your shout out from me. Anyway, on to the next question. What is your favorite Pokemon? I have no idea what you're asking, Moon Gamer. Let's see here. Another question. Okay, we got it. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a question, but it's from Sleepy Panda over on YouTube. Mr. Senior, remember when I told you about the time I stole Pokemon? Well, you already know, but I'm free to go with stolen property. Also, do you use OBS because you can do slides into transition? OBS. I don't know about that yet. I know that YouTube is currently trying to update the way it does live streams, and I think there is a way to add those as part of its new setup. So I'm kind of just waiting it out. I mean, I waited for YouTube Studio to finish out, and it's been great ever since. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. I think for now I'm just going to wait until the new YouTube live streaming system goes into effect. Let's see here. Frank the Dino asks, how late am I? Well, you're only as late as you are, because remember, we record the entire show and upload it to YouTube later. So if you're really itching to watch the entire show, or even just a specific segment, we include each specific segment in the description of the live stream. So yeah, a question from Henrique. How did Eevee get sturdy? Eevee does not. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, Eevee does have sturdy. I thought it had a focus sash. No. Eevee, our Eevee has a sturdy. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yeah. Cry about it, why don't you? Cry about everything else. So the way that Eevee got sturdy is Eevee's not a normal Pokemon. I mean, nobody here is normal in the lab. I don't know what normal really entails in the Pokemon world anyway. But, like, you get the idea. Most of the Pokemon here were either heavily abused, mutated, or both. And Eevee, long story short, was fed 4 Firestones when it was younger. Some of the time, the Firestone was ground up and put into a drink. Other times, it was turned into a paste and applied on food. Sometimes, it was just a full-on rock that was chucked at its face. Somewhere along the way, it's not that hard to imagine Eevee, after all the abuse it faced in the, it wasn't a nursery. It was like a breeding area. It was a guy who raised Eevees. Like, that was his thing, specifically for gullible kids. This particular Eevee that we have was heavily damaged because, most Eevees can barely handle 1 Firestone, and that's enough to make them evolve. This Eevee was not only resilient to the Firestone, downright allergic. So the fact that it didn't die and it maintained to survive 4 Firestones before we got there to take it off of his hands. It's amazing to me. It's absolutely astonishing, and it's not that hard to imagine Eevee gaining the ability of Sturdy from that particular moment. We've heard of Pokemon changing abilities in the past, and I think we'll hear more about it in the future. Jonathan Folks asks, can you subscribe to my channel, please? Can you subscribe to my channel, please? I'll think about it. I'll do you that much. I'll think about it. I don't do follow for follow. All right, that's That's not how I own and operate. That is not the way I go. I am not that desperate. I mean, I am kind of desperate on YouTube, but I'm not that desperate. That's business, man. I don't. You haven't produced anything yet that I'm interested in seeing. If you produce something that I want to see, like Pokemon related content, funny reviews, comedy, skits, something along those lines. Same thing goes for TikTok as well. Unless you're like actively supporting us as a patron or as a donor, that's I mean that's really the only way we would follow you. If you produce the kind of content that Ditto and I like to see, and we'll follow you. It's as simple as that. If you stop producing the kind of content that we want you to see, then we'll stop following you. It's that simple. You guys don't dictate what Ditto and I do and do not. You guys can help us decide every once in a while, but that's just how it works. Follow for follow is a dangerous road to go down. It really is. I know it's joked about a lot. It's turned into kind of a meme, but it's really dangerous because you will reach a point where you will run out of people who want to follow for follow. What do you do at that point? What do you do if you find yourself in my situation where suddenly you have way more followers than you ever planned on having? And some of those followers that did the follow for follow thing are producing content that you don't want to see. Like, do you unfollow them and risk losing all those followers? It's a really rocky road, leads to way, way difficult decisions down the road. It's a lot better just to forge your own path. Do your own thing. Don't go with the flow. That's what I always say. If you go with the flow, you're primitive, is what you are. Never go with the flow. If everyone is changing their profile picture to this, don't. All right. If everyone is saying join my cult, don't. All right. It's a trend. Trends don't last, but doing your own thing, that lasts forever. That's just my little thought on that. Nothing against you. It's how I operate. That's how I own and operate, and it's been working pretty well for me so far. Waffles on the web. Thank you so very much. Frank the Dino asks, has Ditto ever turned into a human? Yes and no. I don't know. Do you want to tell this one? No? Okay, fine. Whatever, dude. Jeez. Okay, fine. Ditto kind of turned into a person once. I don't know. It's just he doesn't like doing that. I'm not going to force him to turn into a person because there's really no need for him to do that. Like at most, I'm pretty good at being a person myself. I don't really need someone else to play the part of a human being as well. It's kind of why I live in the sky. That's why my lab flies above the clouds. It's because I'm one of the coolest people I know. If I can say for myself, and I am speaking for myself. So like that's I don't know. I've never really needed Ditto to turn into a person. And even if I did, he'd probably just laugh at me. He doesn't listen. That's why he's my assistant. He thinks of things that I don't normally think of. It's a very odd couple relationship, but that's how it is. Odd Couple is a reference to a show that none of you have seen. But you guys get the idea. Over on TikTok, what did you think of Isle of Armor? Haven't played it yet. On YouTube, did Ditto accidentally turn into a snack? Yes, once. It was just for a video, though. I didn't actually drink him, but it was funny. It was really funny. You guys should go check it out. I think it's on Instagram and TikTok, so check that out. Waffles on the Web says, I'm playing Minecraft story mode. Should I save Magnus? Is Eleanor? I'm just going to say, I'm going to assume yes, because, all life is really precious. Think about it. Think about all the ways that a human being can just suddenly die. It's a very humbling thought for me. It's not something I like to dwell on. It makes me very uncomfortable. But it's something that I think it's a perspective that I think a lot of the internet seems to have lost. You guys have any idea how easy it is for your life to just suddenly go away? And anything could happen at any moment. I'm not trying to make you paranoid. Just throw it into perspective. Throw it into perspective here. One fall down your stairs. You land wrong on your neck. You guys have seen fail videos? If anyone in those fail videos was turned slightly a different angle, if they'd landed just a little bit more to the side, that's it. They'd be toast. And there's no way to fix that. You can't bring them back. Either that or they're permanently paralyzed. That's perspective, man. Life is precious. All life is extraordinarily valuable and precious. All right, think of how many people die every single day. There's not enough people to be trading lives left and right, all right? Fighting amongst ourselves is primitive. It's absolutely primitive. And I'd say we need to do a better job of holding our brothers and sisters up, all right? Doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter where you come from. You got a life. That's something that a lot of people don't. You should enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can, make the most of it that you can, and leave a positive, lasting impact, all right? I'm saying start a family and stick with them. Stick with them to the end. Do it right. All right? You have no idea how many people benefit from having a strong family relationship. Not everyone gets one of those, but if you have it within your power to have one, maintain one, do what you can. Like, guys, your life could end just out of nowhere. I mean, how many of us get in the car every single day, or get in a car every single day, or every other day, or get on a bus, or go in a tube? It doesn't take much to end your life in that tube. Any accident, anything could happen. It could be a little bolt on that rail, or someone steps out in front of that bus and they slam on the brakes and you're not sitting correctly. Guys, maintain that perspective, all right? I'm not saying be paranoid, but just be grateful for every single moment you have and make the most of it that you can. If there's something that you've always wanted to do, then stop wasting time and do it. If there's something that you can do that you know is going to benefit someone else, if it's going to make someone else's day, like telling someone you love them, or hugging your parent, or calling your father on Father's Day, heaven forbid, how many of you did that? Like, that's, seriously, guys, do it. Do it while you can. Perspective is everything. If you don't have perspective, what do you have? That's my question to you. If you don't have perspective, what do you have? You got a lot of confusion is what you got. You look to the internet for all your answers. You spend all your time on memes and you start to believe that they're actually real. Like that is not perspective. That is the absolute opposite. That is hindrance. That's tunnel vision. Do everything you can to avoid tunnel vision. All right? Remember, guys, for question and answer session, my answers are guaranteed 100% correct as long as you don't fact check them. Just so you guys know. But yes, seriously, I echo that, Egg Boy. Live your best and never give up. Seriously, guys, you've come this far. You're really going to give up now? You're so close. You're so close to that next thing. You give up now, you have no idea how close you were. No idea how close you were. If Ditto and I had given up at the moments when we felt the most despair, we felt the most depressed, if we'd given up then, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys. We wouldn't be sharing this information. Like, that's awesome. Imagine all the funny content you would have missed out on if Ditto and I had given up when we cleared 1,000 followers. We're at 189,000 now. It's taken almost a year, over a year, I think. Like, seriously, guys, just saying, keep that perspective. All right. If nothing else, if you learned nothing else today, amongst all the rambling I've done, amongst all the chatter that Ditto's been sending our way, amongst Lapras, among everything else, not that it's bad. If you take nothing else away from this, maintain that perspective. All right. Anyone's life could end at any moment. Your life could end at any moment. Don't let it. If you can, keep it going. Keep it going. Live your best life and be absolutely meaningful in everything that you do. All life is so, so precious. That's all I got to say. Don't let it fizzle out. Maintain it as much as you can because you can do so much good. Seriously, guys, if I can be absolutely serious for a second, you guys can do, all of you out there, you can do so much good. All of you are capable of so much. And so many of you keep selling yourself short. Like, I cannot tell you how many posts I see every single day of, oh, I'm so depressed, or I'm just spending all day in bed, or I'm not going to do anything today. I've been scrolling for hours. You know, not to say that I don't do that occasionally myself, but like, think of all the good you could do. Think of that one art piece you haven't finished yet. Think of how awesome it would be to share that with everyone else. Rather than looking for all the bad, start looking for all the good. Look at all the good that you can do. I think you can do a lot. I really do. And it doesn't take much effort. Anyway, back to your questions. Sleepy Panda asks, have you met my dragon type researching Professor Mom? Probably. But I guarantee she doesn't remember me. I don't have a very good relationship with the scientific community, especially the Pokemon scientific community. Anyway, over back on TikTok, why is your Ditto pink? Ditto is purple, not pink. You sure about that? Because I've got 3 Dittos right here that might disagree with you. Also on TikTok, how do you feel about Galarian Ponyta? I think Galarian Ponyta is really cool. I'm grateful that they took away fairy types. Excuse me, as much as they could, at least. They couldn't completely eradicate them, but they got rid of as much fairy type-age as possible. I appreciate that Gardevoir doesn't have the fairy type just slapped on it again. That was very irritating. And I think that Galarian Ponyta is a really beautiful looking Pokemon. I'm, of course, more partial to the original because, Fire Horse! But, yeah, that's just what I think. Can Golurk and Ditto meet up? I guess. It might not be much of a meetup. You guys ever see that one episode of the anime where Ashes, well, actually, I don't know if it was Ashes, but there's like a Slowbro and a Psyduck. Yeah, it's Misty Psyduck. And the end of the episode is them just staring at each other, not really saying anything because they keep forgetting why they're there. Like, that's kind of what it would be like, if I can be totally honest. Next question. Have you ever done a Nuzlocke? If so, can you post a video about it on YouTube or TikTok? Gladly. I would gladly make a video on that. Usually the way Nuzlocks work is I do it on a live stream, which is what I was doing yesterday. And I just kind of let you guys decide. Well, we do a kind of contest, just a short little contest. Like whoever comments Ditto first in the comments will name the next Pokemon after your username or whatever. That's generally how it works. I like being a little bit more interactive, but I mean, we've live streamed a lot recently, and I like keeping the live streams exclusive if I can, specific to the Professor and Ditto show. So if I can keep them back a little bit, I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, that's just what I've been thinking. Bo died. Oh, I'm sorry, Bo died. Does Ditto try taking over? Yes, often, and he hasn't won yet. It's because I've got the thumbs, and you could get thumbs, but you don't have any yet. Hey, have you seen... Oh, this is Sapphire Another Star asks. Hey, have you seen the game theory that Pokemon look like ice cream and stuff to lure people in to eat them? I have, and while MaxPat is... Or excuse me, not MaxPat. MaxPat is one of our followers. While Matthew Patrick is educated in his assumption, he's completely off the mark. Most Pokemon aren't like that because they want to draw people in. You guys remember when I was talking about sharks? Sharks don't actively hunt people. That's part of the reason is because people taste like crap to sharks. Human beings don't taste good. We're incredibly bony. Even like a really, 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 really obese person where like their stomach doesn't come out to here, it goes up to here. Even that kind of person doesn't have nearly as much fat on them or as much nutrients as a fish or a seal might. And most sharks don't eat seals as often as we might think. They primarily eat fish. And so that's just how it works. Most Pokemon aren't actively trying to hunt people or consume them. Remember, the Pokedex is full of crap. It's full of absolute trash. If you guys want to read a real Pokedex, head over to our Patreon. It's for free. You can read the Paradex for free. We just put two entries up today. It was entry 14 and 15, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yveltal and Bulbasaur, surprisingly. So both of those entries are up. It's personal experience that Ditto and I have with said Pokemon. And apparently, according to our patrons, it's hilarious. So feel free to go read that if you guys want. It should be linked in our... in fact, it is linked on our TikTok account. Back over to Pokemon. Professor Palm says, should I get Slowbro or Vaporeon? Dude, obviously, you should get a Slowbro. I, of course, love Vaporeon. It is a tank. But Slowbro is just so much more of a tank. Seriously, get a tank as opposed to a not as tank. Not as much of a tank is what I'm trying to say. What's the worst poison type? Spirit and Sonic Friends asks. Spirit and Sonic Friends wants to know what's the worst poison type out there. Gosh, people are going to hate me for this. Honestly, the worst... Wait. Are you talking about, like, solid poison type? Or are you talking, like, can I include, like, dual types in there? Because as far as, like, solid poison types go, the worst poison type out there is... it's Bulbasaur, to be totally honest. Bulbasaur does not know as many poison-type moves as you guys might think. Bulbasaur works great as a solid grass type. It is the easiest starter to raise. It's my favorite of the original starters, and it's one that I choose every chance I get. That being said, Bulbasaur does not work as a poison type. I mean, its dual typing is useless. It's Muda useless. It doesn't work. That's just my thoughts on it. The Eternius from Sword and Shield isn't a very good poison type either. It's a better dragon type than poison. Poison types I found are most often like tacked on. It's kind of like fairy types. You don't see as many solid fairy types as you might think, especially because they've been discontinued. Yes. But as far as poison types go, they're usually tacked on to another typing, whether it be like poison psychic or maybe it's poison fighting in Toxicroak's case, whatever it might be. The worst poison type ever is probably Bulbasaur, just off the top of my head. Because, I mean, Bulbasaur, you never keep it around long enough to learn a poison type move anyway. So it's weird typing. Anyway, Legendary asks, please answer. I want to know, why is your Ditto pink? Ditto is purple, not pink. Dude, I've already told you. Like, I've got 3 pink Dittos here. Like, are you sure you're not the one that's crazy? Ditto it's not technically pink, it's maroon. Anyway, that's just what I want to say. What is my favorite character? Serena, obviously, best girl. I mean, I'm best girl, but you guys get the idea. Like, Serena, oh man, she was great. Her and Ash, they had great, very adorable chemistry. Well, as adorable as, how old are they? They've got to be at least teenagers. They've got to be at that point. They've got to both be at least teenagers. They knew each other when they were kids. They've got to be getting close to 16. Either way, they're basically middle schoolers. They're dating, I don't know, on and off. Ash is so oblivious, like most anime main characters. Goku, that's how I thought it was cute. Serena's the best character, I would think. Please tell me, what's starter for Sinnoh? None of them. Ooh, seriously, what's the deal with 3 starter type Pokemon? What the heck, man? What the heck? I'm talking to other professors here. What the heck, guys? There's other Pokemon right outside your lab. You're telling me you can't just you can't just like, sorry everybody, got a little excited there. We're not touching that. Remember, at 200,000 followers, we're cracking that thing open. Or at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we'll crack that thing open. But say I'll grab Salamance's ball because I don't really care if he comes out. What's to stop most professors from just grabbing a Pokeball, handing it to a kid, and being like, all right, here you go, little Timmy. That's your Pokeball now. Congratulations. Or here, let me do it again for the people on TikTok. Here's your Pokeball, Timmy. Go outside and catch yourself a nice Pokemon. We've got these 3. If you're a little bit, if you're a little slow up here and you can't catch one out there, I mean, they're level 2. It doesn't take a whole lot. You don't even have to damage them if you want to catch them. But like, here you go. You just gotta take that. Go catch a Pokemon. Go catch whatever you want. That's yours. You know what? Why can't we do that? Why can't more professors do that? If, heaven forbid, any kid ever approaches me at any point and was like, hey, I want a Pokemon, and they've proven themselves capable enough to take care of one, I'm not giving you a starter Pokemon, all right? I'm giving you a Pokeball, and I'm telling you to go catch one for yourself, because that's all I got to say. Anyway, Eric is asking a really good question. Why is TikTok, thank you, Salamence, so glad you didn't come out on accident. I don't think this room can handle a Lapras and a Salamence and an Eevee and Ditto and Manaphy and another Ditto and another Ditto. Anyway, Eric the Fox asks, why is your TikTok faster than your TikTok? Well, I think what you're trying to ask is, why is TikTok faster than YouTube? I think it's because YouTube is not only streaming this live stream, it is actively recording it. That's my assumption. In the end, the YouTube thing is it's going to be all that's left anyway. So you might as well, I don't know. You can tune in for TikTok during the streaming, but I've noticed that TikTok breaks up and will just randomly end a lot more frequently than YouTube does. So just my thoughts. What is your favorite Pokemon game? My favorite Pokemon game is Soul Silver. And ladies and gentlemen, we are almost out of time, so I'm going to have to cut this short. Let's get 2 more questions, one from each platform, from YouTube and from TikTok. So, over on TikTok, we've already answered that question. From Gucci Cosmic, if you were a gym leader, what would your type be, what would your team be, and where would your gym be? That is an excellent and very complicated and meaty question there, Gucci Cosmic. Well, I would think that if I were, heaven forbid, to ever become a trainer, I would be a dragon type trainer, because dragon types are the most diverse and the most overpowered. Garchomp. But that's just my personal thoughts. As far as a team would go, well, I'd probably have my team right now. My team currently consists of a paraplegic amputee. Thank you, Ditto. Thank you. An amputee Garchomp. She's missing her right wing. I have an Onyx over here in the Great Ball. In the Ultra Ball. Onyx is in the Ultra Ball. I have a Psycho Scyther that would be my end card, because Scyther she's the only one that has a nickname for a reason. She earned that nickname. Anyway, she would be my last one. I also have Gyarados up here that I've evolved recently. Super excited for him, or her, I should say. Gyarados, and then Salamence. That would be my team. It's not balanced or whatever, but I'm not looking for balance. I'm looking for suave. All right, that's what I'm looking for. That's just what I think. but that's my thoughts on that. As far as where the gym would be, well, let's just slap it in Kanto. I don't think Kanto has a dragon type gym. If they do, then they need to move aside because I would be a better one. But anyway, and yes, that is a challenge. All right. As far as the final question from over on YouTube goes, and this is a good one. This is from Hunter. What is in the Premier Ball? Well, Hunter, you will find out if we clear 200,000 followers on our TikTok account. I will gather up the courage to crack it open because, man, heaven knows I don't want to do that. Or if on YouTube we clear 1,000 subscribers, we will crack that thing open. I will film my reaction, and the world will finally know what's in the dang Premier Ball. Until we reach that time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the show. We appreciate you very, very much. Thank you so much for all the support, for all the love, all the donations. You guys mean the world to us. If you donated during the course of the show, we will add your username to our sponsor list right here. And yeah, feel free to send us a letter to our P.O. Box. Our P.O. Box is 580-368 Houston, Texas 77058. Again, that's P.O. Box 580-368 Houston, Texas 77058 if you want free Pokemon cards. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. I apologize that my reactions weren't as they normally are. Maybe that's for the better. But I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys learned a little thing here or there, and or learned a thing or two. And remember, stay hydrated, stay happy, and we'll go ahead and close out of TikTok here. So thank you guys very much for tuning into TikTok. Remember, the secret to curing the coronavirus is, and then, of course, we close it there because that is our classic cold ending there. As for everyone here on YouTube, thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Be sure to tune in again on Friday. We will have different segments, more questions I'm sure you guys will put before Ditto and I feet. And remember, every single answer we give is 100% correct, as long as you don't fact check it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. We'll go ahead and close the stream here, and we will see you guys on Friday. Thank you.